To Beat Generator. We'll be talking to Pressurehead in this segment. The first release, Infodrome, has received astounding reviews from Flipside Magazine to Music Connection to various other magazines, and you're currently working on your second release, right?
Yes.
How far are you into it?
We've been doing pretty well after we got the endorsement from Realistic and Radio Shack. Apart from that, like, everything's been going really good. We've been working very hard on this album because a lot of people weren't completely well, I reckon like the Pressurehead experience live is a lot more different from the album. This album we were rushed. This album we've had time. We've been able to go and like throw all our like different bits and pieces in there, thanks to this young man as well. It's like been putting a great input in yet.
You can do a lot more in the studio than live.
Well, you know, we've had like more time to work on this album, and unfortunately, Mr. Len Del Rio, the liquid keyboard genius of the band, is not here today.
Yeah.
But
he's on vacation.
Exactly, he's like putting new knobs on his Moog.
Yeah, let's say hello to Len.
Hey, Len, sorry you're not here. He's like working in a toy store at the moment. If you want to go down to Wacko, you can bump into Len there. He's selling rubber Gumby dolls and stuff like that. And he can like entertain you for the evening if you're bored.
Yeah, back to you. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you define a psychedelic in your music? I mean, there's different bands that have different definition for that, you know, type of sound.
It'd have to be all the drugs that Tommy's done, probably, I would say.
I think it's the bass.
Well, you're being described. You've been described every time someone writes about you as a psychedelic band. Whether they connect another word to it, they always slip in psychedelic. And I would like you to define.
I want to kind of get my eyes in the camera.
Tommy, I'd like you to. Don't worry about the cameras.
Okay.
I'd like you to define psychedelic for us.
Psychedelic for me has always been not what the Californian idea of psychedelic is. To me, psychedelic was always stuff like Chrome. Early Cabaret, Voltaire, anything that was just enough, like, to kind of like
Clock DVA.
Yeah, anything was like enough to sort of dementia to kind of rearrange your brain. What does psychedelic mean to you, young Paul and Doran?
The reason I think it gets called psychedelic is because of the
especially Doran.
lots of effects on the guitars, and like
lots of fuzz. That's really fuzzy guitar to me is.
Yeah.
Swirling wah-wah.
But you don't use wah-wah pedal, do you?
Oh, yeah.
You do
I use it not...
That's a must.
No!
That's a must in a
yes!
psychedelic
Definitely not in the normal manner. But,
You've come a long way since your first show. Could you tell us about the transition from like your real early days to what you're doing now?
Well, in the early days it used to be just me and Len would sit up there and play all these tape loops of Jerry Lewis and stuff like going and stuff like that, and like I would just sit and like make a lot of noise on the guitar, which is a lot similar to a lot of the Japanese noise stuff is playing at the moment and stuff. But we were like really just experimental, trying to find like a thing that was like going on with our music. And then we kind of, because of the success of like playing on KXLU, Damien Romero used to play us a lot up there, and we decided we had to get it more together and get an album together, and we did Infodrome, which was pulling on a lot of my influences like Hawkwind, Can, Noi, a lot of the German progressive rock stuff, and then Len's influences that were like Stranglers and The Fall and stuff like that.
And the one that was played a lot on KXLU was what, Wire for Sound? Which mix was it? Asphyxiation or Cranium, or both of them?
I don't know.
This is your CD.
I think it was. I think it was the dub one, the first one. What was that called? Well, anyway, it was like really great. You know, I mean, it was just it was great doing that album, but we were like very compressed doing it. So, I mean, the new album is the first thing that we've been able to do since we did Wired for Sound, which actually was the more successful thing that we did. When we did Wired for Sound, we were able to put a lot of our own energy and our own time and our own like twisted ideas into it. Whenever Paul and Doran joined, and Doran was in Death Ride, Paul was in Trashcan Skull, and they were able to throw their own. It was like freedom for all of us. It was freedom from these guys, and it was freedom for us to be able to go in and do something we completely wanted to do for a change.
Well, it's definitely changing the direction also.
Let's check out the video that you made for us. The thing is called Men and Static. I believe it will be on your second release. And this is the world television premiere of Pressurehead.
Should be on our single too.
Yes.